Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a debut today and an irregular puzzle, and it looks like, well, it's 8 by 8. It's not 9 by 9. This came in from, well, a guy with a great name, and that's even before you see this is pseudonym, Jupiter's Puzzle Box. I like that as well, but the name itself was awesome too. I'm not going to share that because he didn't authorize me to. And his friend said that maybe it would be better for Simon to solve this because Mark will use trial and error. Whoa, hey, I'm not having that. Well, we'll see. Maybe I am. But I'm going to have a go at this puzzle today. Don't forget that on Patreon, of course, the usual mélange of Sudoku hunts on the first day of every month, crossword videos, connections videos, and all the other stuff we put out there. Do check it out. We've also, of course, got all of our apps, and they do feature some fantastic puzzle styles, including Cryptic, and Line Sudoku, and of course Fog of War, and there's the Worms, and of course SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. They're all linked under the videos every day, but so is our email address and our Instagram address and X and our snail mail address. There's a lot of ways to get in touch with us if that's what you want to do. Anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, well, the puzzle name is quite amusing. It's also, let's see where this goes, as though it's a kind of speculative idea. I don't know. But we will see as solvers where this goes, just as maybe the constructor saw where it went. Let's do the rules. Now, here we go. These are not normal Sudoku rules. Fill each row, column, and marked region with the same 8 distinct digits in the set of 1 to 9. The solver has to figure out which 8 digits to use. Digits in cells joined by a white dot have a difference of exactly 5. Okay, that's why the 5s appear in the white dots. Digits in cells joined by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given. Worth stating that this time because it's quite an unusual rule. And then a number outside the grid, which is a 17, shows the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. Obviously, they can include repeats. That's all we get. I don't know anything about how to approach this, or it's a very different rule set from usual. It's a very different outline. It's a very different idea to just be selecting the 8 digits like a mean mini or something, but quite maxi. Right. Give it a try on that first link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, we've got quite a lot of these 5 difference white dots, including a couple of boxes, a couple of regions where 2 of them appear. That's not really enough to talk about the set of digits that we're going to need, is it? There's not a lot going on in the grid. Okay, I'm going to think about the law of leftovers. What is the law of leftovers, you wonder? It's a kind of geometrical way of splitting up the grid and identifying equivalences. So let's take these bottom 2 rows. Those are 2 sets of the digits used in this puzzle. I would normally say the digits 1 to 9, but they're not the digits 1 to 9. They're the digits used in this puzzle. And so are these 2 regions. They are 2 sets of the digits used in this puzzle as well. And the only differences between those 2 sets are those 2 cells joined by a 5 dot and those 2 cells, which therefore must be the same digits, because in one set, in the set that's made up of 2 cages, these appear, or 2 regions. In the set that's made up of 2 rows, these appear instead. So these, let's give them a color just to explain my thinking. Those 2 orange cells are the same as those 2 orange cells. And if we can find something really interesting in the law of leftovers, we can make progress. This cell is the only one in these regions that I'm highlighting that is on the left half of the grid. So it's equivalent to that, which is the only one in the left half regions that gets into the right half of the grid. So those are the same digit. I don't really know where this approach is going. Oh, maybe I do. Well, no, but this is a good point. This cell sees a lot of the cells in this box. So now that blue digit is in one of those two places. And this cell sees a lot of the cells in this region, and the blue digit is in one of those three places. In a similar law of leftovers way, those three are the same as those three. Right. That does tell me that these two are the same, and I'll try and explain that. You might be wondering, if those three are the same as those three, does that mean that the pair separated by the 5 thing have to be the same in both cases? And it does. And it does for this reason. If this was a 4 in the white dot, then digits, specifically the digit 5, could appear with either partner, 1 or 9. And then you wouldn't know that those two were the same as those two. But because it's a 5, the partnerships are either 1 and 6, 2 and 7, 3 and 8, or 4 and 9. Every digit that appears on one of those partnerships must come with its partner. So for those two digits, they appear in these 3 cells, and at least one of them must be in one of those 2 cells. Once one of them is in one of those 2 cells, its partner is as well. And that leaves these red ones as the rump left over. Now, the problem I'm having in a moment here is that some of these colors that I'm doing could overlap with each other. So that blue could be the same as that green cell. Red at least has to be different from both oranges. Maybe I need to mix something with the oranges. So these are orange and gray. These are green and dark blue now. Yeah, I mean, the problem with, so I've shaded 6 cells in the puzzle, and 5 of them appear in this column. So those ones are all different. This one could be orange or grey or that blue, which is a bit annoying. Also, these 2 digits must appear in row 1, and they're quite likely to appear there. If one of them gets onto that 5, it's the same deal. It magnetizes the other one onto it. But they could both be here. Now wonder, yeah, it's got to be a colouring puzzle, I think. And then we're gonna, well, I don't know. And then maybe we'll disambiguate the 5 pairs. I was going to say by means of the little killer clue, the 17 clue, but it could be using the black dots as well. The digit 5, by the way, can never appear on a black dot or touching one of these 5s. So if the digit 5 is in the puzzle, it's quite restricted, like it would be one of those 3 cells in region 1. It would be one of those 4. I don't know. I'd love to rule out, in this region, if the digit 5 was in the puzzle, it would have to be in column 9 to avoid being on a black or a white dot. I don't know. I'd love to rule out that 5 was in the puzzle and reduce it to sets of 4 different 5 partnership digits. I don't know. That's a bit of a pipe dream. I don't think we're going to get there. Right, what can we do? Let's keep going with this law of leftovers approach. See if I can find any other digits that appear elsewhere. So dividing down by column 1 and 2, What does that mean? That means these 3 cells are the same as these 3. That is quite interesting. It means that at least one of these 2 is in that 5 pair. Okay, those 3 are the same as these 3. So one of these 3 is red, which actually we could have known just by looking at this cage. Red in this region is in one of those cells. That's quite interesting. Well, maybe it's not. Oh, goodness. Okay, I don't really know what we're meant to be looking for next. Are there any other ways to divide up the grid usefully? Okay, if we divide it up below row 3, we've got those 4 sticking out and those 4 sticking in. So they'd all be the same, that group of cells. So one of these has to be this bright blue color. Which is interesting in this respect. It means that neither of these 5s are bright blue, including that one. So these are definitely all different from each other, but this digit could still be orange or grey as far as I know. In fact, these 3 digits sticking out from the right are the same as these 3 sticking in from the left of the line between columns 3 and 4. Well, that's quite interesting. That's very interesting. Am I right? Am I right about this? So I'm claiming now that these 3, so I'm sort of trying to compare, how would we put this? These 3 regions with these 3 columns, both of which will be a set of our digits 3 times. That's going to leave these 3 in one case versus these 3 in the other. Right, this is very interesting. Because orange and grey are a 5 pair, and those 2 digits must appear in these 3 cells. If one of them appeared there, its partner, which is always the same, would be here clashing with itself down here. So that is orange and grey. We now know that all of the 6 digits that I've coloured, I haven't divided up orange and grey and dark blue and green, but all of the 6 colours I've chosen are different digits in this puzzle. And that's going to leave me with these 2 in box. Well, I don't know, in region 2 or whatever that is. No, actually, what is good is that these 2, orange and grey, are both over here in row 3. Now, what can I do with that? What can I do with that? Can I do anything with that? Orange and grey have a difference of 5. They are not a black dot pair, so they're not both on that. Neither of them appears here because their partner would be here clashing. So one of orange and grey is on this black dot and the other one is in this cell. That's quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to remove these light blue colorings because they're not really helping me, and the more color you put in the picture, the more confusing it gets, if I'm brutally honest. Now, this 5 pair, where do they appear in row 3? They don't include red. Well, sorry, they can't be in this region. So they're along here somewhere. It's not the orange and grey 5 pair because that would clash with this cell. So they don't appear here. And that rules out one of the black dot spots. But we don't know which one. But there is still a 5 pair in these 4 cells then. This 5 pair. It's not the orange and grey 5 pair because of this cell. It's not the dark blue and green 5 pair. They don't include red. It's quite interesting. What I'm trying to get at is, do they include light blue? Is that one of these 2 cells? If it wasn't, oh, there was a 3rd cell. When I was saying these 3 were the same as I couldn't quite finish that thought off. Sorry, I didn't conclude anything. But I said that these 3 were the same as these 3. So this is the other dark blue green thing, which is pretty obvious actually. I mean, it's taken me a while to notice it. Well, okay, I'm at least going to colour those 2 one of the colours. Let's make them the green one and that one the dark blue one. I can't resolve which of those is which as far as I can see. Dark green and, oh sorry, bright green and dark blue must be in these cells. I think they're likely to wind up on the 5 region. In this box, I don't know, who knows. Oh, and dark blue is not on this 5 because its partner can't get on it. So dark blue's in one of these cells. So this group of 3 turned into a very useful set in a way that the other law of leftovers items that I've used have not quite been as useful, I think, so far. So am I missing? Well, I've got this group is the same as this group. So blue is on that black dot somewhere, along with the other one out of orange or grey. That's what we said. It can't. It's not a partner with 5 on the black dot. Yes. Okay. Oh, that is not the pencil marking I was going for. Sorry. There. So this is light blue, orange, and grey. So let's give our 2 remaining cells colours, yellow and pink. That must be pink, because this yellow is different. Now we know that pink and blue are a 5 pair. Even though they're widely separate in this column, we know they're a 5 pair. Now, this is very likely to be the light blue. If light blue was there, what would this 5 pair be, I wonder? It wouldn't be allowed to be dark blue and green. So if light blue was there, this would be dark blue and green. And this would end up being yellow and red. Can I rule out that yellow and red is a 5 pair? Not really. There is plenty of scope for up to 4 5 pairs in the puzzle. Oh, let's have a look at this region, which needs obviously dark blue, green, red and yellow to appear here. Is that any use? No, it probably isn't. Oh, that's frustrating. Wow, actually, red does appear in one of these cells, doesn't it? If it's on the 5, it does have a partner in the puzzle, but otherwise it's here. So dark blue and pink are a 5 pair. Could they be here? Maybe there's a reason they couldn't. Ah, okay, the interesting thing is if they were there, they would definitely both be here because at least one of them would get onto this. In fact, what is this 5 pair? I don't know, but it's not dark green, dark blue and green. It's not orange and grey. So it is a third 5 pair. Now we know pink and bright blue is a third 5 pair. We don't know if red and yellow is a third 5 pair, but this is one of those. It's either pink and bright blue or red and yellow. Where are those digits going to go into box 1? Into these cells. At least one of them will be on the 5, so both of them will be on the 5. So I'm now going to call these A and B because I'm literally running out of nomenclature. So let's make that A and B actually in any order. That is also A and B. And where do A and B go in column 3? Not here. They're not orange and grey. Not there. They don't go in that cell. They're not dark green. Yes, they're not green or dark blue, so they don't go there. So A and B in this column are here and here, and they do involve red, and that means that they are red and yellow. And in fact, I can literally place them up here, and now I can get rid of the AB markings as long as I remember that. What's going on? There we go. That this is therefore yellow. Okay, well this is good. This is good. This is progress. Yellow is on a black dot with something, well, with something that is one of these 3 colours. Oh, you see, I was about to go, well, it can't be with light blue because that has a black dot partner that is not yellow. Of course, there are digits that have black dot partners of one type and another type, 2 and 4 specifically. So I can't make that pronouncement. Oh, this is not orange or grey. It is light blue. And there we go. That's the proof we needed. Light blue is a digit that has one partner on a black dot here and a different one here. Light blue is 2 or 4. And yellow is 1, 2, 4, or 8 in a 5 partnership with either 6, 7, 9, or 3. Now, have we established, in fact, that every digit in this puzzle is in a 5 relationship? Pink and blue are, yellow and red are, orange and grey are, blue and green are. Yes, there are no 5s in the puzzle. 19.5 minutes in, I have discovered the set of digits. It is 1 to 9 excluding 5. Now, in a way that's good, but in another way it really does mean that this doesn't have to be green and dark blue. Now, what are these 2 remaining cells? They are orange and grey. Just not getting their little marking. Okay, so the second orange and grey in this region is in one of those 2 cells. It can't be there because both orange and grey exist in that row already. Oh, we need light blue down here. That's easy. What else do we need? Pink and dark blue. Oh, bother. I can't determine the order of those unless... Yeah, I probably can. No. We've had a disaster here. I've got 2 light blues in this column. Oh, no. All of the logic was wrong somehow. Oh, that is so depressing. Right, I have to go back to this bit where I did wonder whether the AB stuff was a bit glib. I worked out that this was AB. I mean, I don't know what AB is, but I know it can't be dark blue and green because that would clash here. It is a 5 pair. It can't be orange and grey. And I said, how could it be blue and... No, I didn't say how could it be bright blue and pink. I just said, if that's AB... Oh, I put 2 reds in this blooming box. That's what I did. What a muppet. Yeah, the conclusion was completely wrong. Oh, that's really annoying. So I claimed that this pair, which use red, yellow, pink, and bright blue, had to be sitting in that pair as well. because I kind of didn't notice this red when I was making that exact bit of the conclusion. I'm so sorry. That's just poor, but I mean, this is a confusing puzzle, so I'm not too embarrassed. So this could be red and yellow, and then that wouldn't have to be an AB pair. This is the point, because yellow could be there with red there, and this could be the other pair, pink and blue. In fact, how about this conclusion then? If this is pink and blue have to go into those cells. One of them will get onto the 5 dot and the other will be magnetized onto it. If alternatively, this is red and yellow, and that is the only other alternative, then yellow can't go on this white dot and will go there. And this pair, which can't be orange and grey, will have to be pink and blue. So in all circumstances, this is a pink-blue pair. That's what I get out of that. That's not bad. Now I say that you can't put pink and blue in these cells. You could put one of them there, but one of them must be in one of these cells. And now this can't be a pink and blue pair. And now I get to the conclusion that red and yellow are definitely a 5 pair, and they're sitting there. That's good. Okay, well, I'm sorry about the errors. That is yellow now. Don't know anything about, well, I'm going to know something about that. I know where light blue goes now. Right, this is better. I'm sorry about getting you shouting at the screen with my dumbness. Now, we've still got pink and dark blue to go here, and that is one of them as well. No, hang on, we've got pink sitting up there, so this is definitely dark blue. That is definitely pink. This is definitely dark blue. This is now not dark blue, and this is not green. And now I've thank goodness I got my ship righted. This pair is orange and grey. These three are light blue in one of those two, green somewhere, and pink. Ah, well, that one is green. That's a naked single because it says pink and light blue. Oh, that's weird when you get a naked single colour. Right, this pair are not orange and grey. They're not pink and light blue, and they're not green and dark blue, so they are red and yellow. What about this pair? They're not red-yellow, they're not pink-light blue, they're not orange and grey, so they are the other one, which is dark blue and green. I almost couldn't find it. Okay, so that's all the 5s labelled up in a way. Wow, okay, so I'm again, apologies about the error. It was embarrassing. It's the sort of thing I do. Now, one of these is blue or pink, and that is not sitting above those two. So this one is the light blue or pink cell. And this one is orange or grey. Yeah, this puzzle really does work in pairs, and it's very hard to disambiguate the pairs. That's what I'm learning gradually. Now, these 4 digits all have to appear here. They are going to be red, green, and dark blue and form a quadruple with that. So the remaining digits in this final column are going to be orange or grey, pink and light blue. Well, this one can't be pink or light blue, so that's orange or grey. This one must be pink because of that, and this one must be light blue. That sorts out this cell, which sorts out this one, which resolves this one. And now we begin to get a little bit of clarity on some of the individual colours. Now, what's this? It's whatever that is. Oh, it's on a black dot. Now, we've still got this issue with light blue being on 2 different partnered black dots. So that is 2 or 4. isn't it? Yes, it's in this cell now, not here. That's good because it's on the 5 dot. So that is 7 or 9. I can like write those everywhere, can't I? I mean, it's almost as if I'm doing something with numbers. I mean, I do obviously still have, it became the same conclusion that when yellow and red were there, that there was no 5 in the puzzle. So that worked again. Now, that dark blue sees those cells. So dark blue's in one of those two, and that's not dark blue. And that is, and this is now green. And here, what have we got? We've got red and yellow, and they must be in those cells. And this one is the other thing, which is dark blue. And now this is orange or grey, the second one in its row and in its column. And these two are a red-yellow pair. I was going to say we're going to have a hideous uniqueness problem, but of course the 17 clue is going to somehow resolve that at some point. Now, I don't know whether that means the 17 clue is the last thing in the puzzle or the next thing. But I'm carrying on with the colours because I'm beginning to get excited. Can you tell? Right, green is on a black dot with something. Is that? No, what's in this row? We've got another red or yellow and a dark blue, which can't go there. Perfect. Dark blue here, red or yellow here. That's the second red or yellow in this column. We need a pink in this column, and it goes here. What else do we need? Oh, well, we don't know what that is at all. Yes, we do, because it's the only place light blue can go in the column. So that's what it is. And it's 2 or 4. And in the rest of the column, we've got an orange and a grey. That's it. Done. Well, I mean, done in pairs. Now, in this row, look at that. We've got an orange-grey pair and a red-yellow pair. Oh, we've got pink. So that's resolved those two cells in column 1. And these two are a pair. They're green and dark blue, and we know the order. Good, good, good. Up here we've got red and yellow to come, and we don't know the order. Here we've got an orange or grey, which is not in this column, so it's here. And light blue. Just remembering the numbers that I've got going. Now, in this column, we must know what this is. It's green, and in this row, this is yellow or red. So I haven't done very well at dividing up yellows and reds. I've only got those. It does make me wonder if I should start at a different point to get more yellow and red coloured. And like, even though my logic is fine, I'll get more resolution if I make them both possible either way, and I start by calling this one yellow. Then those two are red. I'm going to do that. That's yellow, that's yellow. That's now red, that's yellow, that's red. And then I've got a pair here and a pair here still to resolve. Okay, fine. Now, grey and orange, should I very similarly just choose one of them to be grey and see if it unwinds? It probably will. Okay, let's make that grey. These two are orange. These are grey. These are orange. I love how it sort of spreads out and radiates. These ones aren't orange now. So they're grey. This one is orange, this one is grey, this one is orange, this one is grey, this one is not grey, this one's not orange. Right, so that's coloured all of orange and grey separately, and I'm just left with a few red-yellow mashups. So, well, you see, that is quite interesting. I've got the black dots. It's tricky because I don't know what yellow and red are. I've got the black dots and I've got the 17 clue. I would much rather approach the 17 clue when I know something from the black dots. This is probably the bit where Jupiter's Puzzle Box's friend says Mark will resort to trial and error. Let's just think about orange, bright blue, and that colour. They're a sequence from 1, 2, 4, 8. Now, for this to be a 1, 2, 4, 8 black dot, yellow would have to be the other digit from 2 or 4. Green would have to be 8. Well, if yellow was 4, green would be 8. Green would be the extreme digit, and that would be yellow. If this was red up here, red, light blue, and orange would be from 1, 2, 4, 8, and that would have to be a 3, 6 pair. I really want this to come out as a double yellow because that will actually help resolve the numbers in a way that nothing else probably will. Okay, let's have a think about how we can do this somehow. This is getting very tricky, I think. So, it's got to be to do with these 3 black dots. It's really got to be. If this was a 3, 6 pair, green would be 3 or 6. Dark blue would be 8 or 1. Oh, that's interesting. Dark blue would be from the 1, 2, 4, 8. So let's start with the assumption that this is red, and therefore this has to be a 3, 6 pair. So red, light blue, and orange are from the 1, 2, 4, 8 set, but because of the 5 relationship, so would blue be. Yeah, that's really interesting. Blue would be 1 or 8 up here, touching 3 or 6. And then you'd have 3, 6 in green, yellow. These colours I've got highlighted at the top, including red, would be 1, 2, 4, 8. Green, yellow, both blues, red and orange. What does that leave to be 7, 9? Pink and what? Grey. Grey would be 7 or 9, but that has to go with 2 or 4 in orange. Hang on. Oh yeah, so that would be 2 or 4. So this would be the 2, 4 pair in that case. That doesn't work because this pair would have to be 1 and 8 left over. Would they? No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. That would be the 2, 4 pair in blue and orange. This would be an extreme digit in the sequence, 1 or 8. And dark blue would be the other extreme digit, 1 or 8. This would be 3, 6. Goodness gracious, I'm finding this very, very difficult, as you can see. So maybe I've started with the wrong presumption to rule anything out. The alternative presumption seems to be that this is yellow. And since it appears here with a different coloured dot, yellow is 2 or 4 as well. So at that point, yellow, red, light blue and pink are 2, 4, 7 and 9. And we're assuming yellow on the dot up here. Yellow, red, light blue and pink are 2, 4, 7 and 9. And the other colours, well, hang on, that just doesn't work. Maybe I've got it the wrong way round. No, I haven't. Yellow is in a partnership with red. Of course it is. We've got that. If that was yellow, yellow and red would both be on, sorry, yellow and light blue would both be on black dots with different partners and would be the 2, 4 pair. Yes. And red and pink, their partners, would be 7 and 9. So all of yellow, red, I'm literally going to highlight them everywhere, light blue and pink would be the 2, 4, 7, 9 digits. Light blue and pink. So these digits I've got highlighted would be the 2, 4, 7, 9 digits. Everything else would be 1, 3, 6 or 8. And I thought I could see that that didn't work a moment ago. No, I can't. Green would be 1 or 8. On the black dot. And on the other black dot, orange would be 1 or 8. So green and orange would be 1 or 8. Blue and grey would be 3 and 6. Oh, hang on though. Well, the 17 clue wouldn't work, would it? Because we'd have either yellow, yellow, oh, but yellow could be 7 or 9. Is that what I'm claiming? No, yellow's on a black dot. Yes, we're talking about yellow existing up here. Yellow's on a black dot, so it's 2 or 4. Red is its partner in crime. So those two would either add up to 9 or 13, leaving green to be 8 or 4. Well, it nearly works. It nearly works. Okay, the presumption, this is very hard. This is very hard, but I don't think it does work. So let me test this out. If that was yellow, and that was yellow, and those were red, and I think this is wrong. Yellow is a 2, 4. Green and orange are 1, 8. So this would be a 2 or a 4 on this 17 clue. That would be a 1 or an 8. Well, it couldn't be a 1 anymore. It would have to be an 8. This would be 2 or 4. And this digit would have to be 5, which is not in the puzzle, or 7. Eight, 2, 7. Well, that would work. Oh, bother. Okay, so that's probably the right answer. So why can't this be red? Let's try it the other way around. If that was red and those were yellow, so then the family of 1, 2, 4, 8 is red, light blue, orange. Oh, well, then black and yellow is the 3, 6 pair. And that makes dark blue up here in the family. So the family of 1, 2, 4, 8 is the blues, red and orange. So these couldn't involve, well, that could if it was red. The blues, red and orange are from 1, 2, 4, 8. So this would be a 3, 6 pair because they're green and yellow. Oh, this pair actually is the sum of these two. Oh, that's so blatant, so blatant. It's just sitting there. So this black dot is contributing to the 17 sum. So it's not 1, 2. Because that would be 14. It's not 2, 4, because that would be 11. It's either 3, 6, in which case that's an 8, or 4, 8, in which case that's a 5, and 5 is not in the puzzle, you Muppet Mark. Absolute Muppetry. Right, this digit is an 8, and these two are a 3, 6 pair, so that they can be a 3, 6 pair here, making the 17 sum work. Goodness me, I'm so awful. Right, yellow is a 3, 6 pair. That is not yellow. Oh, these two, I don't know yet. Let's restore them back to not known. Okay, red though is 8 now. And I mean, I can fill that into the cells that I know are red. Oh, if I'm in the right mode. Right, yellow is 3 now because of this 5 sum. Okay, green is 6. These are now correct. And I mean, Jupiter's Puzzle Box's friend, you're absolutely right. That did not need bifurcation. It needed thinking about this pair contributing to this sum. And I was poor again. Now, but we're copping on now. Blue has become a what? That's nice. Have we got anything on these black dots? No, we actually haven't, because I still don't know what that is. Okay, we've got no 5s in the puzzle. This one is not 1 or 8 by Sudoku. So that is a 2 or a 4 in orange. Grey is a 7 or 9. Okay, where are we now? It's the black dots now. We've done the 17 sum. That's a 2, 4. Right. This is not allowed to be a 1 or a 2, 4. This digit is 8, and therefore it's red. And that's going to make that one red, and these two yellow. And yellow we know is a 3. And now light blue is a 4 on the black dot. And pink is a 9. And orange is a 2. Oh, I've missed an 8 out there. And grey is a 7, and that does complete the puzzle, and we have seen where it goes. Oh no, I didn't say I'd done. I was done because I missed that. There we go. That is a super puzzle. That's really intricate and difficult and interesting and colory. And Jupiter's Puzzle Box became Jupiter's Paint Box for me there. That was good fun. Really interesting. I made 2 absolute howlers along the way. The first, an error, basically not noticing that I had that colour, which actually was red at the time in that box. The second was not so much an error as just ignorance and blindness of not spotting that those two were the same as those two and contributing to the 17 sum. And both of those cost me at least 10 minutes, which is why the video is 50 minutes long. Thank you for watching and sticking with me. Do forgive me for the errors and just congratulate yourself for being smarter than I am. We will see you again next time on the channel. Bye for now.